Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Nerd Order music interview. Today we have a very special guest, the UK band known as DETER. What's up, guys?
Thanks for
Not
having us.
much. Good.
Thank you for being here. So we get started?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Well, we're a post-hardcore band from Glasgow, in Scotland, and we formed in 2017. This is not like the founding lineup; it has changed. Me and Jamie are actually the founding members, but we all met in college pretty much, and we were just like the starter band, and we've been going since then.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, pretty much sums up where we were and where we're at. I mean, we've also had quite a few different members come and go, but this is the most solid lineup we've had.
Yeah.
I guess the pandemic's a huge part of that as well. There's no point quitting a band during a pandemic.
Yeah. How did you all meet?
Oh, so like I
Yeah.
said, we met in college, doing a music course, of course. We all went to the same college. Me, Jamie, and Sean were in the same year, and Dylan was above us by a year. And we just thought, yeah, may as well. We all like music,
We all
or
like even
play music, I should say.
somewhat, I guess, yeah.
I like the beats.
Yeah, he likes the beats.
So where did your journeys into music begin?
Oh, mine started super early. Like, I think my big brother, he was obviously huge into music. He still is, and he constantly just put on bands like Deftones, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, Slipknot, and that kind of thing. And just watching him play in bands and stuff growing up, that was it for me, really.
My first
You guys
gig
can speak,
was,
by the way.
my first gig was when I was 15 at a local bar. I that very
Yeah, I think I'm kind of. Oh, on you go.
Yeah, I got into music through my uncle. My uncle was really into like metal and heavy stuff and practiced guitar regularly, really loud when I visited my grandparents' house. So through him, I got to like my heavier like influences like Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium and stuff, and I just took it from there. I was absolutely fascinated with guitar and music, and just went with it, rolled with it. Wanted to be in a band and work with fellow musicians.
Yeah, I think my introduction to music is kind of similar to Jamie, where like my brother and his older mates would listen to like new metal bands like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and Slipknot, and then from that I found like punk bands like Green Day, and then I always just like it's what made me want to play guitar when I was a wee guy, and I just kind of always been doing that. So yeah,
Nice. So how would you describe the music you guys make?
Oh, I would say it's probably a blend of like pop punk, post-hardcore, emo, and I guess there's a little metal influence in there because we all do listen to like some heavier, more technical stuff. So it's just sadcore, I guess.
All right.
Sadcore is pretty accurate, actually.
yeah, just sad post-hardcore music, really, innit?
No boundaries.
So how would the songwriting process go for you? Like, how does it all come together?
I think it's fair to say like I'm the main songwriter, but we all kind of like riff off each other. Like I'll come up with an idea, we'd come into a practice, then Jamie's always got like a bank of lyrics, so he's always got something that will fit the song. Um, it's kind of always been that way. So like me and Jamie always been kind of like the main kind of songwriters of it, I guess. And then the other guys can add their like, yeah, textures.
To be fair though, like the more recent stuff we've written has definitely been more collaborative. Like since the lineup change and stuff, like everybody has a much bigger input.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
like Johnny said, obviously I've always got a bank of lyrics. I'm writing pretty much all the time. I don't really write the melodies much unless I'm writing to the song. So like I'll always have the lyrics done before like the music, and then I just tweak it and make it fit. But writing lyrics is just a kind of normal part of my day, and it just carries over into the band.
How's it been making music during the pandemic?
Impossible.
Yeah,
would
impossible.
be one word for it. Up until pretty recently, we didn't really have the equipment or the means to do that, which obviously sucks. But like, I think we'd be a lot more kitted up and set out to make music without needing to be in the same place now than we were a year ago, for example. So we
Yeah, definitely.
had a whole lot of opportunities to do that.
Yeah. It's been hard for a lot of bands, so I do get that. With the pandemic and all the lockdowns, it's probably been like a nightmare for a lot of groups. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it kind of just takes the regularity away from everything because you're so used to being in a room with everybody else every single week and then going 6, 8, 9 months without being in the same room. Difficult.
yeah, must drive you insane. I could imagine.
I'm just glad we're getting to like the end of the tunnel. Like we'll be back together sooner rather than later, I guess.
They've been making good progress on that, so I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs, what was the process behind the one you sent me, Underneath? I really like that one a lot.
Oh, that song is honestly the bane of our existence. Like, I don't think we've ever taken longer to write a song. Like, it's probably had about 7 different choruses. Obviously, like, Dylan wasn't in the band at all when we wrote that.
Don't think Sean was either.
Not well, he was towards the latter stage of like finishing the song, but like for the bulk of the struggle, he wasn't. Like, I just get flashbacks to that first chorus we wrote for it, and I'm so glad it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But like, it started with like you writing a guitar riff intro, pretty much, like, which is the one part of the song that's genuinely not changed at all.
Yeah, and like we just kind of like really struggled. We had kind of had some like creative differences with like our old bassist about like how the chorus should go. I'm like, it needs to be a halftime chorus, and he's like, no man, that sucks. Obviously, I'm just kind of like, that's not what he said, but it was like,
no, what he actually said was, the thought of a halftime chorus makes me feel sick, physically sick.
I was like, okay, we'll do it your way. But I think it was like after we kind of parted ways with him, we kind of like settled on a chorus that actually stuck. And then we went and recorded it like
March,
like so pretty much a year ago. We've been like sitting on that song, not been able to do anything because of the pandemic. So yeah, that was kind of writing process.
I'd also like to throw in the fact we finished writing that song like 2 days before the last gig with our old bass player. We're just like, we can do what we want now. Halftime chorus.
What was the lyric process behind that one?
Well, it was a mixture. Like, half of the lyrics were kind of written on the spot, to be honest, and they haven't changed since the first couple of writing sessions. But some of them were more, I guess, predetermined. Like, I already kind of knew the direction I wanted to go lyrically after the single before it, Iniquity, because I wanted to kind of follow on as an extension. My lyrical process in general is literally just me writing about things I experience and feelings and all that kind of stuff. So it's very natural. It's like a diary.
That's why I love music like this. It's mostly just heart, soul, and emotion put into it. That's a big reason why I stay with these genres more than anything else.
Yeah,
You can feel the emotion. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
it is kind of like lyrics is the poetry of music, isn't it? So
Just waiting for him to send.
nah, that's all I got.
Oh, I thought you were saying more. I was like, the mic's muted. But yeah, I totally get that. That's a big reason why I love these genres because like I said before, you can feel the emotion in it, and for a lot of people, that's life saving. Which is what I love.
I would agree with that. That's a massive part of why I do it. It's therapy, I guess.
But without a doubt. music is one hell of a therapist, honestly. Probably the best therapist you can imagine.
Well, it doesn't have business hours for a start. There's not a 6-month waiting list either. So yeah, it's pretty immediate.
Okay, my next question would be, who would you guys love to play with on stage and work with in studio?
Oh,
All of you answer as many as you want. Go for it. Go nuts.
Johnny.
I mean, like, well, a band like we do work with is we've recorded with Kieran Smith of To Kill Achilles. He produced the track, and I just love his band so much. Like, I'd be so keen to like support them, like if they ever played a gig in Glasgow. So they're definitely up there for me. And they're a local band as well, so yeah, big influence on me.
Yeah, Kieran's the man's a musical genius. He plays everything, so he's a really good producer. For me, if I was to tour with any band, I think I'd want to tour with somebody like Movements. And
Yeah.
dare I say it, hold an absence. But yeah, like any band in that kind of scene, it's like the melodic hardcore, melodic post-hardcore scene. You know, it's huge influence on us.
Nice. What about you, Dylan?
I would probably tour with Trivium or Paris. I know that's like maybe a bit off the ball and out there, but just because I'm inspired by them so much, like it's I'd love to experience that tour. I feel like. But yeah.
What about you, Sean?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a freak out. I don't know. Dance Gavin Dance probably.
Nice.
I didn't know you liked Enter Shikari.
Yeah, man.
All right. My next question is, what is the best piece of advice you were all ever given when starting music?
Do it for yourself. Actually, one of the more recent pieces of advice I actually got from my friend Matty from the band Decay. They're like a bit bigger than us, but same kind of scene. He was just like, the PR, the numbers and that, they don't fucking matter. You know, like the streams doesn't mean anything. It's about getting people to your show and actually having a connection with them at the show. So I think that probably resonated with me the most. It kind of took the stress off of the whole numbers aspect of being in a band, you know, where you're just like, you're watching the streams, you're watching the post interactions and stuff. Because he's right. I mean, it's kind of meaningless if you don't have that connection with your audience and the people that actually do enjoy what you do.
Very well said.
I think one of the pieces of advice that always sticks with me is what one of our lecturers, Campbell, always used to say in college, and it is excuses are the nails used to build the house of failure. And he'd always say it like every like class we had with him, and it always just stuck with me. But yeah, it makes sense. Don't make excuses. Just go ahead and do it.
Damn, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The man's a wise man. He was actually in a band called Aztec Camera, who were huge in the 80s. So man knows what he's on about.
Nice.
Right,
What about you, guys?
Mine would probably be do music because you love it, not because you want to make money. And I think that's the most powerful one for me, is just it's a passion of mine, and I can't imagine doing anything else. Essentially, doesn't matter how much money you make for it. It's just as long as you enjoy what you're doing, that's what matters.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I have to agree, really. As long as you get it for the right reason. And really, I can't really do anything else but music. So.
Nice. All right, my next question is, what is next for your band? What is the future for DETER?
Oh, we have so many plans. We are probably going to release more music than we've ever released before. We're generally moving towards a more self-sufficient route, I guess. Like we want to be able to record our own music, do our own visuals, that kind of thing. We're just kind of taking a step towards that and growing our brand and our ethos, I guess. Like we're just trying to make it bigger than it is, but do it in a way that's authentic to us and doesn't feel forced, and something we can make sufficient in the long term.
Thank you. That's probably one of the best responses I've heard in a while.
What can I say? I like talking.
Oh, you and me both, man. You and me both. All right. Well, everything I had was essentially answered. Thank you guys so much for your time. This was great.
No worries.
Well,
Thank you so much, man.
nice meeting
Sean has disappeared. I hope he's fixing that fucking strobe light he's got in his room.
Or he's just staying very still.
And he's in black and white.
He's in black and white.
Jurassic Park, if we don't move, they can't see us. All right, this has been another Nerds Order music interview. I hope you all have a great day and take care.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime.
How together every